Hello everybody, Michael here for Tactica Imperialis. Welcome to today's video. Today is going to be another 8th edition Warhammer 40,000 battle report as my orcs go and try and get me my first win. Again. I'm not having a good start to 8th edition on the winning front, but hopefully this time we're going to get a proper crack at the whip because I'm not facing the goddamn Tyranids or the Necrons because screw those guys. So, it's 1250 points. It's going to be Orks, specifically Cult of Speed Orks, because, well, I can, versus Harlequins. Kieran's bringing his Harlequins out for the new edition. You may have heard us discuss them a little bit on our review, which I'll put in the description below if you want to see it. So Harlequins look like they're going to be a really interesting prospect. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit them ever, because of reasons that we might explain a little bit later. But it's going to be a really interesting and really fast game, because, well, I'm playing Cult of Speed and he's playing Harlequins. So the mission we're playing is... I forget the name right now. What used to be called Capture and Control all the way back in 5th edition. I think it's called like Secure and Control or something. Anyway, so we each have an objective in our deployment zone. It's worth 3 points. We've got First Blood, Slayer the Warlord, Linebreaker, all of those usual things. It's an eternal war mission, so no attack objectives here, because we're going to see how the game balances without attack objectives, because we've played a lot of games with attack obs, and now we want to see if the game works without them. So we've already deployed. I know some people like me to go through the armies before we do that, but it's a pretty easy deployment map to follow. We kind of decided to battle report this at the last minute. So we'll get you through the armies. We'll go through anything that you particularly need to know about Harlequins and how they're going to affect the game, and then we'll get on with it. So place your bets, see who you think is going to come out on top, see if you're right, and yeah, let's get started.
Okay, so here we have the Harlequins. I've got my Warlord is a Troop Master with a Harlequin's Kiss. Inside the Starweaver transport, I've got another 5 Harlequins, all with kisses. I've then got a big squad of 12 Harlequins, just with close combat weapons and shuriken pistols. I have a Shadow Seer with, I can't remember the powers for it. It's the power that allows you to pick a unit and move again with them, and Mind War. Yeah, the Hidden Paths, that's it, and Mind War. I have another another Starweaver. Yeah. With another Troop Master and 5 troops. All of them have Caresses. I then have a Void Weaver and 6 Skyweaver jet bikes. The Void Weaver has the prismatic cannon. The jet bikes all have Zephyr Glaives and shuriken cannons. Okay. And that is the army.
Special rule-wise, anything we need particularly to know?
Everything can run and charge, and then everything can retreat and act as normal. All my vehicles have and the bikes have -1 to hit. And like Troop Master allow me to reroll to wound. For units within 6 inches, and then the Shadow Seer means you get -1 to wound infantry within 6 inches. And that is about it. The Warlord trait I've got is the one for +1 attack on the charge. And yeah, that's the Harlequins, so there's the deployment for them as well.
And this is the Orc army that we'll be taking on Kieran's Harlequins today. So we have 6 Warbikers, including a Nob with a Power Claw. We have a Warboss on a Warbike with a Power Claw and an Attack Squig. I really need to find a way to get access to more Squigs. We have 12 boys in a truck with a big shooter and a Nob with big chopper. The truck has a rocket launcher and a wrecking ball. I don't own rocket launcher, you don't get them in the truck kit, I apologise. We have a gunboat battle wagon, so it has a death roller. I know, terrible modelling, I need the upgrade kit. 4 big shooters, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a kill cannon. I'm trying the kill cannon out today. Should be interesting. And an Ard case just to make it toughness 8. We have a war buggy with a rack of rockets. That's a 2-shot rocket launcher. We have 8 burner boys in a truck. Again, rocket launcher wrecking ball. And we have 2 dev copters with their copter rockets, which again are basically 2-shot rocket launchers. My objective is here, and Kieran's, as he mentioned over there, is there. So the way this mission works, I've explained it very briefly, is it's worth 3 victory points to claim the objectives. They're both worth the same. With First Blood, Warlord, and Linebreaker. Apologies for shaky count. I don't know why it's happening. We have done everything already. We're deployed kind of like this. Kieran finished first, so he's going first, and I will attempt to seize the initiative now. We actually did do this roll off camera, but we're going to do it again with the same result. I do not seize the initiative. So, the Harlequins are going to be taking the first turn. In terms of command points, I'm running the Outrider detachment, so I have 4 command points, because I've got my 3 fat attack slots, 1, 2, and 3. And Kieran is running a battalion detachment, so he'll have a full stack of 6. So, Harlequins first. We'll see how this goes. We'll come back at the end of Harlequins, turn 1. So, at the end of Harlequins turn 1, a mixed bag. So my truck here is down to 4 wounds, and my war buggy here is down to 2. Good combined shooting from mainly this thing, and the splinter cannons from the void wheel, although the prismatic cannon did roll a 1 to wound. Thank you, rerolling command point to hit. The bikers attempted to shoot the truck as well, and whiffed completely, and then charged both the copters and the truck, and whiffed completely. Thankfully for them, my death copters also whiffed in return. I had 4 D3 attacks, but I only got 1 wound through, and the truck was hitting on 5, so it just missed. The Overwatch also missed completely as well. Over here, there was an attempt to smite the battle wagon, but the power missed. Oh, that's where half the wounds went, by the way. Mind War. Took 3 mortal wounds from Mind War. My truck driver has a bit of a headache right now. And over here, shooting from, I think, the other Skyweaver, or Starweaver, has put the bikers down by a single wound. So, not terrible, but certainly seen and possibly expected better. So, with that all set up, it's now time for the response. Now, we're going to assume, we think we have this right, and we'll double check it, that we can disembark the burners here. Because you disembark at the start of the move, but the truck needs to retreat. So I need to check if I can disembark from a vehicle that is in combat before I do anything. Because if I can, these guys are toast. If I can't, we have problems. So we're going to check that, and we'll double check and come back and let you know how it goes. So we'll come back at the end of Orks, turn 1. End of Orks, turn 1. Mixed results again, I would say. So the truck and Deathcopters both retreated. The Deathcopters tried to drop a big bomb on the way out, which is you roll 1 dice per model in the unit you pass over. On a 5 you do a mortal wound. I only did 1 despite rolling 8 dice. For shame. The burners got out. The truck retreated. We checked it. That's how it works. We can do it. And they did 5 wounds, killed another 2, which is nice. They didn't do a morale check, did they?
No, but their leadership 9.
Their leadership 8 or 9, so they're fine anyway. Okay, no worries. The War Buggy and Battle Wagon attempted to kill the Starweaver and got it down to 1 wound between rockets and big shooters and kill cannons and death rollers. So I was sitting on 2s. I'm feeling kind of unfortunate, but hey, what can you do? No worries. Over here, so the bikers did decent shooting, killed 4 despite hitting on, actually no, they're hitting on 5s, it was fine. So they did pretty well. The war boss failed to hit, and then they charged in, but the Shadow Seer has this really nasty ability, which is -1 to wound. Not +1 toughness, -1 to wound, which meant that my nice strength 12 power claw was wounding on 3s, and my infantry was wounding on 4s. As a result, only 2 further Harlequins died, and the Shadow Seer took 1 wound, and that was to the blip and attack squig. Disappointment. In terms of damage back, well, you can see it. I've lost all but 2 bikers. I did pass my morale check, but not particularly good, and I think that little corner might well be buggered. Particularly if he gets a good Mind War, I'm in particular risk of being buggered. So, interesting position that we're in. We'll see where we're at the end of Harlequins, turn 2. End of Harlequins, turn 2. Ow, 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 and ow. So, Burner Boys are gone. 5 died to miscellaneous, and then the other 3 ran off because I rolled a 6. Yay. The Battle Wagon lost 11 wounds. Okay, I think I need to explain this. The Troop Master has an ability of everybody in 6 rerolls to wound. Yeah. So those guys were wounding on 5s, and thanks to a lot of jammy dice and being -2 rend, I lost a bucket full of wounds. And did no damage in return because the Death Roller only got 2 hits. 2 attacks because it's down to D6. Unfortunate. Somehow my War Buggy's alive. It is. But First Blood's gone here. First Blood also went over here because my truck got popped because Kieran rolled 5 6s on his flipping shuriken weapons. So, yeah, ow. And then charged in. He was doing damage D3 anyway, so he was going to blow it up anyway. Killed 3 boys in the explosion. The Troop Master piled over and killed another 2, but got very, very lucky in that my big chopper failed to hit completely, and he made most of his invulns, so he's only lost 1 wound. He's a little bit lucky. Over here, I've lost 2 wounds on the biker knob for no damage in return because Kieran's good at 4+ invulns, And the Shadowseer took a mortal wound doing a smite attack on the war boss, did 5 flipping wounds. No, 4, made a save, I had to feel no pain. Took him down quite a lot, but no damage in return there. And again, passed the invuln save off the flipping Power Claw. This 4+ invuln on Harlequins, whilst probably necessary for their continued existence and viability, is really, really, really annoying. Anyway, that's where we're at, and it's not looking too peachy. We'll come back at the end of Orks, turn 2. End of Orks, turn 2, I think. Yeah, 2. So, over here, no damage either way. The bikers finally killed the truck. No surprises there. It was on 2 wounds, no big deal. Here, 1 damage to the battle wagon for 3 wounds on the troop master. The Deathcopters charged into here and did nothing because 4+ invulns and took 2 wounds in return. Over here, we finally got rid of the pesky Shadowseer because Kieran finally learned how to fail a 4+ invulnerable save. So the Shadowseer went pop, I got a lucky D3, and I killed 4 Harlequins as well because, again, Kieran forgot to make a 4+ invuln save, and I'm fine. Over here, Kieran remembered how to make a 4+ invuln save, and his troop master is alive on 1 wound because he passed the 50-50 on the big chopper, but okay, not so bad. So it's a bit of a mixed bag at the moment. Like, more than likely my warbug is about to go pop because retreat and do whatever I want. Yes, we are kind of both running out of guys, and I think, actually, it might end up that we have to flip the lines, because like, you're down here now, and if my bikers and copters can clean up here, because like, if I get that punch, that Void Weaver is toast. You can't outrun me, it's toast. So, it could be an interesting flip of the battle lines as we go into Harlequins, turn 3. End of Harlequins, turn 3, and this one justifies the ow, ow, and ow. So, the battle wagon's dead, because actually, as it turns out, just weight of attacks. Those guys did 2, those guys did the other 2. That -2 rend is really... I don't understand why Ork vehicles all have a 4+ save. It's a little bit weird. The 4+ save did save me here, though, so my warbuggy is still alive. My boys here are down to 3. I need to do a morale check for them. And they're fine. Yep. Haven't actually failed a morale check all day, which is nice. Yeah. The troop master just went, see ya, and charged in there. Did 1 wound, and then those guys did the other 2, and then had enough attacks left over from the other guys to kill the remaining bikers as well. So Warlord is gone, my other fast unit is gone, I didn't even get a chance to attack back, which is disappointing. It's not great, but we're not done. If I'm lucky, I can pick off both the troop masters this turn, and maybe if I'm super lucky, I'll pick something else off as well. But it's looking pretty bleak. I'm looking for staring down the barrel of defeat 5 out of 5. Ah, well. So, come back at the end of Orks, turn 3. End of Ork, turn 3. Well, I'm going to lose, but I'm not going to go quietly. So, the war buggy shot the troop master in the face, pretty damn hard, and then charged the troop and killed both of them. I got a little bit lucky, but it'll do. The Deathcopters tried to shoot the Void Weaver, but 6 as they hit, it missed, and then backed up into the Star Weaver and killed it, and avoided the explosion. Over here, the boys shot the troop master and failed, because he made his invuln, but then charged him, no such luck, too many attacks, and down he went, so that is Warlord to me. So, I'm 2-1 down, basically 5-1 down, and I'm probably still going to get tabled, because there's just too many attacks going around, but, yeah, we gave a good account there. So, come back at the end of Harlequins, turn 4, and if there's anything left, we'll keep going from there. End of Harlequins, turn 4, and also end of game, yeah, I got tabled. So, the bikes shot the war buggy to death, the Harlequin troop there and the Star Weaver shot the boys to death. The rockets from the copters did manage to kill 1 guy on Overwatch, which was nice, and actually do another hit, but I rolled a 1 to wound, and then between just too many attacks, I didn't even get a chance to fight. So, yeah, there we go. I lose again. Kieran wins. He's just left the room to go and get his charger for his laptop. I'm not going to imaginary shake his hand. That would be weird. So, a victory for the Harlequins. I'm sure if I keep recording, he'll have his thoughts when he comes back. But before he does, I have to say, Harlequins are interesting. He's just walked back in the room. Harlequins are interesting indeed.
You'll be seeing more of them?
Yes, we will definitely be seeing more of them. I think I can't point to one thing that makes them particularly nasty. I think it's a combination of things. The 4+ invulnerable save is a big boon, combine that with the ability to just ignore being charged and bounce around and do whatever they like, which is pretty nice. And then the Troop Master and Shadow Seer are some of the best force multipliers I think I've ever seen. Like that -1 to wound and or re-rolls to wound, depending on the character. Just, you can make Harlequin tar pits. Kieran pointed this out. It's Harlequin tar pits, for crying out loud. So, yeah. The Harlequins look interesting, and I'm sure we'll see more of them in the future. That's in our big Orky dead pile. So, well played.
Yeah, no, really good game, that.
Really interesting. Your thoughts?
Yeah, like, I still don't know whether this is balanced as a mode of playing, like as balanced as tactical objectives, which is what we planned on testing.
Yeah.
But then, you know, small game, small board, so.
But at the same time, I think if it hadn't just been for that turn 2 where my battle wagon and truck got battered and my bikers just bounced, it could have been, like, if I'd got out of that combat 1 turn faster, just down here, could have been a very different game. But that's the way it is, and I think the problem that Eternal War always had, and I think we proved that this game, is you can just ignore the objectives exist, particularly with armies like ours that go at a zillion miles an hour. Like, they're over there and they're over there. We completely neglected them throughout the game, and I think that's still going to be an issue in objective games with fast armies, but in armies like Necrons or Guard or armies like that, they may have to think about playing the objectives a little more, but then again, they may also have to look just for table. So we've got more testing to do. Of course, it's early days, but that's the video for today. We hope you enjoyed the game. Let us know what you think in the comments below about Harlequins, about the game, about everything in general. So thank you all for watching. My name is Michael for Tactica Imperialis with Kieran, and we will see you all again. Goodbye.